So welcome to a very special edition. Today we bring to you an exclusive conversation with Ray Naito, Business Unit Head of Oncology at AbbVie. My name is Ryan Shepard, Associate Director of Healthcare and Life Sciences at RGF Executive Search in Japan. And the reason why we want to showcase this conversation with Ray is because with such a generational shift going on right now, and with leaders in the healthcare industry in particular, really wanting to and needing to rise up and take the baton from the current generation of retiring leaders, we wanted to share and showcase Ray's journey with you today so that we can all grow together, and I hope that you can take away some practical tips and insights that will help you in your own journey today. So Ray, welcome to the Recruit headquarters.
Ryan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here today. And a lot of people in Japan know you already, but for those who don't, and for viewers around the world, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and how you've gotten to where you are today?
Thank you so much. So I started my career as sales rep right after I graduated from university, which was actually a legal faculty. So my educational background was legal, but started as MR. And then I also studied again in the US. I went to law school. So with a legal education background, I pursued sales career first. And then after coming back to Japan after law school, I moved to corporate affairs department, like president strategy office, and then government affairs. Then I recognized that I really need to and wanted to develop my commercial expertise. So I moved to marketing. After that, actually today's company is my fourth pharmaceutical company. So I first moved to my second company, and then I took a role of legal compliance head, also covering public relations, government affairs, as well as a member of management team. Then that was a super learning phase for me as a management, as well as how to structure the business and the team. And then I really wanted to pursue commercial career track. So my third company was actually, I was in oncology team as a small but still a business unit head of type of role in there. And now I work for AbbVie. I started as, again, business unit head for neurology at the beginning. Current role is my fourth 3.5 role, changed to neurology and then rheumatology and now oncology. So that's how I moved through this pharmaceutical industry and companies.
Wow, it's such a unique journey and one with some very distinct pivots that have gotten you to where you are today. So I'm curious, what inspired you to study law in the first place?
Thank you. So to start with, I would like to share my personal history. So I have actually two brothers and one sister. One of my brothers actually passed away. So he died from drugs adverse event when I was 17 years old and he was 21 years old. He was a healthy, strong person in college, but he was taking a asthma drug, and obviously that drug was not well profiled with a balance of benefit and risk. Anyways, so that huge event in my life impacted how I would think about my own life. I regretted so deeply, why could I have not prevented that happened? So after thinking thinking many years, I ended up with the idea that I myself should be able to do something to improve the whole healthcare world. But to reach that, my own mission, I wasn't sure how I would reach that goal or how I would do that big work in my life. So studying law was really, for me, studying about the world, how this world is structured, how the law and legal system is functioning for the people and the social systems, and importantly, medical systems. So that was really a very good educational experiences for me, and it's still always helping me to have the holistic perspective, how the business and industry is managed and supported by social system, legal system, and of course, now running the business and knowing legal and compliance is very critical. So it helps me in the end. So that's why the reason when I was younger, I decided to first learn law. But of course, it was not an easy pathway while I was still learning legal. And actually, as I said, after being the sales rep, I again studied law in the US. So I was still struggling how I can contribute to have any better impact on the healthcare. So it took me, I would say, 10 years to reach to my final aspiration and career goal that, yes, I would like to become a commercial leader. So to have that, my own goal setting, I was really struggling, to be honest.
So it's been a journey to come to the point of having a clear
Yes.
career aspiration in commercial leadership. That's so interesting how it's been very personal for you from a young age. And you've saw an opportunity there to study ethics and bring integrity to an industry that to some may seem to lack it.
Yes.
Walk us through your mindset entering your career as a sales rep, as your first position straight out of university studying law.
Yes.
What was your mindset
Yes,
at
yes.
that time?
So, being a legal student, I didn't have any idea how this sales rep job plays a role in the field. So, but during the time when I was still looking for what I would like to be after graduation, it was a great encounter in my life that I just happened to learn about this job, MR. Okay, a person is visiting a doctor to explain about the drug. There should be a hint for something, and I need to know that, what it is. And my long-term image at that time was, I want to do something to improve this healthcare industry, but I didn't know how to do it. So without knowing the field, what's going on in the field, I thought I wouldn't be able to make any proposal, or I wouldn't become any good leader without knowing the field. So that's why I just felt I've got to do this at the beginning of my work, professional work, and truly that was an essential experience to develop the whole career journey.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a genuine curiosity and instinct, even, that, hey, in order to really make an influence in this industry, I need to know how decisions are made on the front line.
Yes.
It's a very bold move.
Yeah, it was a tough work though, so I always, still now, I always admire sales people in the field. It's daily, very professional work to influence on the doctor's mindset and behavior, and that will directly impact on patients. So that's exactly why I myself wanted to do it first and learn how I can make any improvements to that, because my original motivation to be in this industry is there should be a lot of things that we can do more to make the outcome of the treatment. Of course, we cannot harm any patient's lives. Of course, drugs have side effects, but we just need to manage that. So to learn that, being a sales rep in the field greatly helped me to understand. And now with the core experience at the beginning of my career, I always pay a great respect and attention to the field work.
So then you quickly came to see that a reason to go back to law school and level up your education. What inspired that, and how has that shaped your career after that?
So my experience in the US is not just, of course, to add the legal expertise more deeply in an international perspective, that one helps me for me now to deal with a global business setting and interact with very multinational colleagues. And that's, without the experience in the US, it could be, I may be still struggling to have the diversified communication. That's one. And the second is my perspective was still narrow at that time. I was in 20s and young, and I realized that the world that I believed in and I looked at was so small, so narrow. And there are so many countless ways of thinking, and how you live, how you choose, how you think, we cannot define as one way. So that's really the core element in my life, how I see the diversity, really. So not just legal education, but being in a international setting really helps you to become a really global citizen.
Yeah, and then you came back to Japan and you found your way into working very closely with the C-suite quite relatively early in your career. So talk to us a little bit about that experience and how you found that role and what you learned from that.
If I think back those days, I think I always share my ideas and what I want to do with the senior management team, whether it's the even like president of the Japan affiliate, or of course my direct boss or department head. Maybe I didn't care about so much like bureaucratic things, so I just reached out directly to those people and asked what their jobs are, how I can develop my own skills and experiences, and I want to do this. So that kind of conversation I think I always had with them. And in Japanese, very traditional environment, that kind of behavior I think could had been seen as too much young, maybe woman. But that really drives drove my shift to the other role and responsibility in a relatively shorter period of time. So that's one point.
It's interesting how you have a legal education, yet you're not afraid to jump those lines of bureaucracy and speak up, but you do so in such a genuine way, which isn't always conducive with Japanese culture, where it's the nail that stands out will get hammered down is a common saying, right?
Yes.
So what goes through your mind in those moments where you're afraid, maybe afraid or hesitant to speak up? What will people think of me being too vocal or something?
Yes.
What gets you through those moments to speak up?
Yes. There were actually those moments, and it was not always smooth. So I think even though I faced those conflicts or difficult moments, as long as I had a final end goal for my lifetime career journey, that I would like to do something to bring a better change impact on this either product, even one product or one area or company, industry. Until I can have that outcome, I just did not want to give up. So important thing is you have one thing in your mind that you really do not want to give up. Strong passion inside. Why you are here, why you work here, why you want to do here, why you want to do this and that. So with that core
philosophy or mindset.
Yes, philosophy. Yeah, you can overcome those difficulties.
It reminds me of a saying by Jim Rohn. The saying is, when the why is clear, the how is easy. It sounds like you've had such a clear why of how you wanted to make an impact that by staying true to that, staying true to yourself, you're able to very calmly and confidently and comfortably speak up and get to that impact. And of course then you went on to get some commercial exposure and marketing as a product manager.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And clearly you were very successful at building a reputation and a personal brand because you were then invited to your second company in a legal and compliance role at first, which then became a business unit role. So where was that pivot from, that's what I want to do?
Yeah, I was in the early 30s when I moved to the second company. So during those ages, after experiencing so many day-to-day work, I really want to go to the next level, and particularly management level. But with a big team at that time, my role, I felt, was kind of in the silo. And even though luckily people trusted me and had a lot of expectations, but from my perspective, I wanted to grow faster than the whole team organization would maybe grow. So the speed of growth of my vision and the company or the team at that time did not match. So I didn't have any negative feeling or anything, but I simply pursued my own speed of growth. So to match that, my own speed, the second company really gave me an environment and opportunity to really exercise my own educational expertise as well as my cumulative experiences in the commercial side and the corporate support functions. So I would be able to output all the things that I learned in the past 10 years or so, and then becoming one of the management team to now newly learn how to manage the company.
Yeah, taking everything you had learned from a very large structured environment to then make an impact on a smaller one that was growing.
Yes.
So you could add more proof points to your track record and have a really tangible impact to the business. What's that like coming from a company with thousands of employees to one that at that time was around 40, 50?
Yeah, 100.
100 employees? So much smaller organization. What kind of growing pains or adjustments should other leaders expect? Should they be considering a similar move from big established to small?
Yes, there are so many differences. So small organization, the merit is we can move so quickly. Decision making is very simple. Process is less. So move faster, grow faster. Quick decision making, that's the great benefit of small organization. But the pros and cons are there are not established resources of supporting one single task, for example.
Right.
So we always need to find a way to how to deal with new tasks that comes from the global headquarters or the Japanese industry regulation or the new business or new people come. So all new stuff will be just new to the team. So without the process or without the policy, without the shared understanding, we need to go through the building up those new processes, right? So if you feel stressful to deal with that, I would not recommend to go into the small organization. But if you feel so excited about building those new processes and new ways of working, it will be a great environment for you to grow so faster.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a sort of a triage there of all these things coming at you from different angles, global, local, external, government, etc., to be able to sift through that and then create an action plan. It's fun, but not for everyone, perhaps.
Yeah, and there are risks that you make errors, right? Because there is no precedence, past cases that you can trust on as a success, right? So you define how to success. So.
Yeah. And then, of course, you went into commercial leadership, gaining business unit experience. Tell us a bit about that and when that moment was that you decided, like, yes, I want to do it.
So this story leads to my current passion. But so my very original motivation was my brother's sad event. And during my earlier ages in my career, in 20 of age, I dealt with so many patient advocacy groups, actually, when I was in the first company as government affairs and also marketing. So through those interactions and partnerships and networking, and I talk a lot with them. After knowing it's not just my brother, right? I knew it's not just my brother, but I just felt personally and directly from those patient group leaders that, oh my God, it's company or the industry as the whole are not doing any good job yet. We are putting our best effort, but there are so many things that we still need and should do. And that experience really support me whenever I deal with difficult moments again, or I need to challenge any conflicts. I just always remember those conversations with patients. And after learning, going back to your question, after learning management and being in legal head or government affairs head, I recognized that I myself want to be a great commercial leader who can lead things in a right way, with right resource allocation, with right decision for the future pipeline, right decision for marketing strategy and for patients. So that's why I would do it. That's why I thought I would do it. So then I decided moving back to commercial track. And I really wanted to do that at that time.
And sales and marketing at the...
Yeah, sales and marketing and in oncology at that time, luckily.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, of course, that segued into your next company where you're managing a rare disease franchise for oncology, and then some changes happened there that got you to the company you are in now, and it's been just over 5 years.
Yes.
So how's this journey been for you?
It's been great. It's been great. The company is a #1 great place to work company, and the employees and management employees believe in that way. And there are lots of initiatives that we are driving towards that goal. Of course, from business development and business perspective and people perspective, and it's fun to work now.
And what's your vision for the business going forward?
So I'm currently in charge of oncology, mainly focusing on hematology today. So there are so much unmet needs in oncology and hematology, solid tumor and hematology. And there are so much work to do to fill in the gap. And the vision is, of course, launching the new MOA products to fill in those unmet needs in particularly the diseases without a standard of care. So we have a vision to grow double digits in the coming 5 years, and that will be the core growth area.
So you've been through so many challenges to get to where you are today. What are the principles and mindset that's gotten you through those most challenging moments that can inspire other leaders to come on through their own challenges?
Okay. So, of course, there were many occasions that I faced challenges from business perspective, just business is not going well, or people are not feeling energized, engaged for many reasons, or the company as a whole are not achieving a goal and need to reorganize, need to say goodbye to some people. So those difficulties can happen all the time. At the beginning, when I was younger, every time I get too much emotional. Why this happened? Or is it my fault or others' fault? Whose fault? Like this. Yeah. And after making errors, now I think what I do is always having a objective third-party eye perspective, like here, to look at me and see the situation as a business case to learn, even, let's say, in business class setting. okay, I'm now reading a business case, like Miss Naito playing a role of business unit manager, blah, blah, blah. This happens in business, not achieving, so, right? So having that third-party type objective view will help me to sit outside of the emotional spot and deal with conflicts and difficult situations from a very calm, logical way. So that's one kind of skill that I myself developed. And at the same time, though, I know that people get emotional. So I pay attention to others, people's feeling, how they are doing. And so I cannot be too logical, right? Dealing with myself, I try to have that third-party perspective, but at the same time pay attention to the other people's situation with understanding of that there are a lot of negative feelings around. Another tip is to focus on what you can do and prioritize a tangible, controllable thing, because lots of cases, there are so many things that you cannot control. It happens due to multiple reasons outside of your control, right? That's because that's exactly why the trouble is so big. It's mixed and complex. So you just focus on prioritized action items that you can own, control, and have a tangible, maybe some small outcome, maybe day to day, so that you wouldn't be, again, dive into the dark spot.
The doom loop.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I have to thank you, because when you were promoted to business unit head, and I asked you how it's going, how the learning curve is, etc. You said something on that day that really impacted me. You may not know this, and you said something like, "Ryan, all I can do is focus on what I can do each day, and ensure continuous, tangible outputs." And I thought that was so humble. And it felt very empowering for me to hear that as well, someone of your stature and track record and influence, keeping such a humble day-to-day mindset. And I was in a bit of a rough patch at that time, you know, recruiters, or the business is up and down. And that really not only got me back on track, but some of my best quarters ever following that conversation. So thank you. For that, and now, you know, I start each day with what is the tangible output I want to have today.
Wow, I'm so grateful to hear that.
So that I can feel good when I, you know, log off and go for a walk in the evening with my wife. So thank you for that inspiration.
We're on the same page now.
Yeah, we are. So what would be your message to your younger self?
So, I had moments that I wasn't sure how my future would look like, or as a woman particularly, how I would navigate my own life as a woman when whether I would get married, or if I would have children or not, having this professional work. And I was really not sure how I would do it, particularly in like in 20s. And as I said, from professional business perspective, until maybe early 30s, when I just recognized that yes, I just need to pursue commercial pathway. Until then, again, I was not sure which role or which job, which way my personality and strength would fit into. So what I want to say to my younger myself is just believe in yourself. Believe in what you want to achieve in your life. And it's okay that you don't know how to go to that end goal yet. As long as you take the opportunities or take the chances or take the people's advices in a very honest way, straightforward, just take the feedback in a very humble, honest way, and just do it as people advise. Or just do what you want to do. And it's okay that you say to any senior C-suite, including even people, about what you want to aim. It's okay to express that straightforward. And then you will find a way to go. After, I don't know, several days, several years, many years, but you will reach to that world. So no worry.
I love that. You know, it's such a traditional culture in Japan where expectations are placed on people to work for big famous companies and you know, follow the bandwagon. But you formed a very clear balance, an elegant balance of being in harmony with those around you, but you're also yourself, which is a really powerful message, I think, and particularly as the current leaders retire. And we see that because of the low birth rate in Japan, there's fewer and fewer of the next generation. So would you agree that we really need them to pay attention to what they want? And as you say, just do it when they get a good chance. And be bold, be confident, step up, take risks, and break away from tradition so that they can unleash their own potential and ultimately, you know, impact society too. Would you agree?
Yes, I do agree. And as a now, from management perspective, that's exactly what we are facing now, and we cannot wait till we cannot wait like many years any longer. The point is, the younger ages, like new grad or in 20s, they have totally different philosophy, policy, their own policy for their own life. So we cannot have a, we cannot force them to work in one way, or company's policy cannot be like one fits all. So we need very good flexibility, and based on diversified ideas and ways to act to make that happen, make those diversified ways of working happen. So lots of ways how we structured in the past decades would not work in the next decades. So it's already a bit late, I feel, but it's really a turning change moment now.
Yeah, that's so interesting. And in your experience, what does it take to connect with the next generation? What does it take to empower them to develop their careers? I know you're quite passionate about coaching, for example. How do you develop people?
First, I always ask any person what you want to do. And without having your own idea, you cannot really pursue your ideal career. So that's one key question. And it's not always that people have their own will, unfortunately. So I always encourage them. First, you have the vision of your own life. And then, if it's not how many years you would picture, envision to go to that goal. How many years do you think it will take? And if the person says, maybe 20 years, 10 years, maybe isn't it too long? Yeah. Can you really plan 10 years actions? So I recommend maybe next year, and then 3 years later, 5 years. So more frequent way to have a solid plan to go. And a lot of cases, but because it's company's trend is like this, or my boss says this and that, so I don't think I can do this. So forget about that, because your boss will change sometime soon, maybe. Or the company's structure will be always changing, flexible, can be flexible. Company's policy, yes, there is company policy today, but it can be changed by your proposal, maybe. And that's, in the end, it's people created that policy. Of course, there are legal and compliance background, but without those restrictions, we can always impact on any way, structure, policy, or processes. So don't hesitate. And once forget about any external restrictions in your head, just pursue what you are aiming for and think about how you can get that chance.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I think expressing ambition can naturally feel selfish or ego-driven, or for some reason we hold back out of fear that we're seen as annoying or something. But as long as we're staying true to ourselves and there's integrity within that, then it means it's coming from the right place, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful that we always pay attention to other people who are helping us and the team's situation. I cannot move out because it's now a critical moment for launch timing. So it's always needed, and I don't think we should forget about that. It's very critical and necessary for us to think about the external environment surrounding you. But with that in mind, in the end, you take the decision to, let's say, another position open in the company, maybe. There is a job posting, one vacant. You want to do it, but the team is doing the launch phase prep. But those moments will, that opportunity may not come again so soon, right? But the hurdles of your environmental conflicts will happen all the time.
Right.
All the time in your career life journey, right? There is, I would say, there is no moment that you do not have any conflicts of your choice and situation. So I just would recommend pay attention to the situation, but you just believe in what you want to do and take the opportunity.
And of course, so many people in recent 1 or 2 years have found themselves suddenly, some for the first time ever, having to find a new opportunity. And so what I've observed is that not everyone has a crystal clear vision yet or aspirations like you have had. So naturally, they're trying to kind of fit themselves into what's in the market. They look on LinkedIn, they look at what's public, right? But what would be your advice to other aspiring leaders out there to, if they were to take a moment and reflect on what they want? What are some questions that can help future leaders to reflect on what it is they want?
Sorry, could you clarify your question again?
Yeah, so for a lot of people, they look at what job descriptions are available instead of starting with what they want. It can be a big question to arrive at some clear conclusion. So what's worked for you? And I'm sure it's a combination of your childhood experiences and self-reflection and mentorship. But what would be your advice to other leaders out there who maybe are struggling to find a new opportunity right now in the market?
Okay. So I have similar experiences that, yes, there are tons of informations out there regarding opening positions, and from only the written profiles, it could look like a good match with your written version of your own record, right? So, but of course, you cannot know about, you cannot know whether you really match the position or not. So I recommend, of course, not just from the written document information, learn deeply about the company, first of all, and reach out to any past colleagues or person you know to learn about the maybe not position exactly, but the company or the business future trend of that company and the business, and also yourself. Try to reach out to people who know you very well to ask for feedback of yourself and ask their opinion. There is this opportunity outside. What do you think? So those two things are must do action if you are seeking for external opportunity.
Yeah, very powerful and very practical as well. Easier said than done maybe, because it can, again, there can be a fear to feel a bit annoying asking people those things, but you're absolutely right. You know, getting to know a little bit what it's like under the covers at a company, and also getting perspective on you.
Yes, yes.
Because as a executive search consultant, I get so much color about people when I do reference checks on them, and learn so much more that, you know, stories and impacts that the candidate might not have shared. So thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that's going to be really valuable to people watching. And is there anything else that you would like to add and use this platform to, you know, amplify a message to the industry and to other leaders?
So you asked me about how I would overcome difficulties, or have maybe when I need to have a difficult big decision. The core principle that I never forget is that all the things, the whole process, all these difficulties to overcome is for patients. So that core principle is always in my mind. And as long as I have that in the center of my decision making, if there are some conflicts, people fighting over A or B, or if I need to say sometimes could be a negative impact on whatever the business or people's organization, as long as I set the core reason and principle, this is for the future business treatment, set up our business for the next treatment option for patients. We need to go through these challenges all together. Let's do it. So then I can make a hard decision and overcome difficulties and conflicts. So at all levels of organization or any people dedicated in this industry, all the work would eventually lead to patient's benefit. It should go to the patient's benefit. If everybody has that in mind day to day, we should be a great consolidated pharmaceutical industry.
Yep, start with the end in mind, which in the context of healthcare is patient outcomes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ray, for
Thank
sharing
you.
your insights and story with us today.
Thank you
Really
so much.
appreciate it. And is there anything else that you want to add?
I think I shared everything.
You did.
Yes.
Thank you so much. As always,
Thank you
we're
very
always here to
much.
support you and really appreciate you being transparent with the world so that we can help other leaders grow as well.
Thank you.
お疲れ様です。